Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Australian mates and mateys. Wesley Outland, your American Aussie announcer. Welcome to coverage of the Australian NASCAR E-Series and the Truck Series Championship. We're ready to go here. I'm Wesley Outland, as I mentioned. Dylan McDonald, I think he is probably going to pop in an hour late because of daylight savings time. I think he forgot to set his clock an hour, right? Because 3:50 I had to climb out of bed in America. Nonetheless, it is nighttime in Australia, and we have Nigel Siddell joining me and Bigglestein Hopton also for production. Championship night. Nigel, we're ready to see what these trucks will do at Phoenix. What a wild race we saw in the BMG Xfinity Series on Tuesday. Brad Newman wins the championship. Can he continue this momentum trend right now? P1 moving into the final race here in the Final Four.
Good evening to you, Wesley. Good evening, Dean in the trailer, bringing you the pictures, and good evening to everyone at home. We're going to be in for a cracking race here tonight. We've got 4 drivers. We've got 2 Southern Stars cars with the 43 of Borg and the 194 of Ryan Barber up against the X-Series champion Brad Newman and Jason Holdsworth as well, who is very strong in these trucks. Been looking for his first championship as well, so we're in for a great night.
Remember, Newman, Holdsworth, Borg, and Barber, they're all locked into the championship 4. They don't have to win the race. If they could win the race, it's icing on the cake. But they just got to be the finishing guy ahead of their competition to lock up the championship of one of those 4 drivers. And ladies and gentlemen, we're not wasting no time here at the Phoenix Raceway. Let's give you your starting lineup on the newly reconfigured track. And what do you know? Brad Newman, fast qualifier for Lobs Esports, will start on the pole. Aaron Borg, one of the championship 4, will be on the outside. Weather conditions and everything down below. We'll give you the information of the race in a moment. Dave Douglas and Kutai Dow will make up row number 2. Zach Kerr, Ryan Barber will make up the 3rd row. Jason Holdsworth. So 4 of the championship drivers are in the first 7 spots of the race. Jamie Davis will start 8th on the outside. Tom Pritchard, Riley Curtis, Angus Lawford, and Project 36 alongside with his teammate David Lawler will start 12th, Nigel.
As we go over the page, 13th is Trent Lafau, Australian-wide racing in 13th. Lee Davis in 14th position in the 014. Tom Freer of the Synergy Sim Racing in 15th. Tim Blundell 16th for Blundell Sim Racing. Andy Barber, Southern Stars Esports 17th with 18th Brian Blundell. 19th Aaron Dorman. 20th Brad Wright. 21st Brendan Griffiths, and rounding out the field tonight is Zach Blundell in 22nd.
There's the lineup, 22 trucks ready to battle here for the race. And let's take a look at the race details. There it is. Obviously, it's a 150-lap race. We're thinking that you could possibly make it on one stop with 75 laps on a fuel window, 4 sets of tires, 3 attempts and a green-white checker. We're under the lights. Green flag is out. The championship race is on here in Phoenix. They didn't waste any time to get this race started, Nigel. They're already working in turn 2 to the back straightaway.
The 2, 3, 4 wide down the back there as Brad Newman brings them back down the back straightaway for the first time. Dave Douglas is in there as well with Aaron Borg as well. And just remember to all those at home, the playoff drivers, your championship 4 will be in white tonight.
All those drivers on that scoring pylon in white, signifying they are the 4 drivers racing for the championship. Nigel, what's the key here, man? What's it going to take to be here at the end and for these 4 guys, knowing you got 19, 18 hungry rascals around them? As Borg just ate the wall. Problems, oh my goodness, we do got trouble. Holdsworth in trouble in the 8. We saw Borg hit the wall. We saw Holdsworth. No, I'm sorry. We saw Holdsworth hit the wall.
Looks like
unbelievable
damage on that car as well. He's really starting to struggle out there. What else is happening out there? I'm not sure what happened, but the keys to the race tonight, I think, is going to be your tyre wear. You don't want to be going too hard too early. Drops down to 15th position there. It'd be good if we could get a replay of that if we can, Dean, at any stage. Unfortunately, if he can't, that's okay. But yeah, unfortunate for them tonight. But yeah, we still got these cars up the front here with Ryan Barber there in the 6194 and 43. And we're going to go to a replay, Wesley.
They're already getting fireworks started here in the championship race and only a few laps into it. Watch this on the replay. Boy, oh boy. You see the 55 getting loose, truck into the wall, and then there's contact. 55, and then the 8 of Holdsworth, and that is one of the championship drivers of the championship 4.
I know Dean doesn't like to reverse, but I wonder if he could reverse that back and see if there was a little bit of internet connection going on there. If we can, and just go on the and get on the back of. If we can go back in the far chase, here we go. Here we'll be able to see what's happened here. Yeah, something.
Yeah. By the way, that was Kute Dow. By the way, that we were talking about.
And lucky for the Ryan Barber and the 194, he was on the outside too. But this looks like a. It's straight across. Yeah. Anyway, we'll go back to live pictures, Leslie.
Back to live pictures. Brad Newman. M Borg right behind him. They're 1 and 2. Barber now has climbed into the top 5. And that number 194 machine, everybody just kind of patiently working their way. Now remember, in the truck series on Thursday night, there was not stage like stage 1 or 2. Like it's been for the Tuesday program, Tuesday night. Obviously, Brad Newman won the championship in that, but all the while working lap number 7 of 150, and it's 150 green flag laps, chance at overtime, 3 attempts at a green white checker if need be, and you're on board now with Jamie Davis. Project 36, Nigel.
Right on board. He currently is 7th at the moment. Here at the moment, he's up 1 position where he started this evening, Nate. He's fastest lap so far. Him has been at 27.3. Now, as we look at all of them, we can see the other Project 36 cars ahead. There's a massive team of them, as we got another car that's just blinked out as well. So a few connection issues for a few out there at the moment. We're on board with Brendan DeCooch Griffiths, currently in 10th position. Now, if you're out there in the chat at the moment, don't be shy. Let us know who you think's going to win the race tonight. Give us your tip, and also give us who's been your favourite driver throughout the year.
Been a fun season, as obviously we now work with Dave Douglas. You're on board with him, the man out of Central Queensland. What a great job Double D has done. Dave Douglas there in the number 10 machine. He's up to 3rd right now. Got some big company, as there's Zach Kerr in that number 12 machine. That's the pink, purple, and white entry down on the inside. Diving on him, the Nexus entry. Going after Douglas, the Nitro. He'll clear him and go to 3rd as they work back to the line.
We'll see both those drivers in the championship race on Sunday night for the ANC race at Homestead as well. Wesley, we'll see those drivers in action as well. As we look on board as well, as we look at the guys up the front between Brad Newman and Aaron Borg, both of them, they're sitting about a half a tenth difference in lap time at the moment. But as we all know here, the clean air in the trucks at Phoenix is king. So Brad Newman will have a little bit more of an advantage at the moment because of that clean air. Holdsworth now making his way back through the field, now back up to 11th after that little mishap earlier. But the biggest mover so far tonight, Wesley, has been Brendan Cooch. He's up 12 positions.
Jason Holdsworth again picking up rhythm after hitting the wall with Kute Dow in the early going as they make their way down the back straightaway. Obviously, there's a little ink and blink there for the 52 of Angus Lawford. As right now, the Championship 4, you see them popping up on your screen now in the white box on the scoring pylon, and all 4 back into the Championship 4 in the top 10. Newman in the lead, Borg in second. That's the 1 in the 43. You're on board now with Tom Pritchard. This is for 8th spot. Put Barber 5th, and Holdsworth, after issues, back Nigel into the top 10 as we're single file and already working light.
Move back from under the light as well, so the grip was starting to pick up a little bit more there. We've got the 86 cars be right on board there with Trent Laval, currently in 13th position. He's had a struggle season so far this year. Trent in the 13th, he had a really strong season last season, but he'll be back next year in the 67, I'm sure. And it's also good to see all those trucks out there tonight. They're not just out there. They'll be going for the win, but it's also a celebration for all of these guys for all the work they've done all season, putting the show on for everyone at home. It's been great.
Oh, hold on. Look at this. By the way, there's your race details. It's Kute Dow getting company again from the 136 of Brandon Chip. Well, there we saw David Lawler. Lawler and Curtis all going after him. Blundell as well. We watch all this happen here.
Yeah,
Gotta love this racetrack.
I wonder if Kudo is struggling at the moment with his truck at the moment because of the damage he got earlier with Jason Holdsworth. I wonder if it's kicks out a little bit, getting a little bit too loose on him there. He's really working that wheel at the moment, trying to keep that thing on the track. So that'll be one thing to watch as well. There'll be a lot of, whoa, big slide up there going down the back straight.
Somebody in the chat box chiming in, and they said Tom Freer is not burning spoons. There you go. So what is Freer doing in the 41? He's right now climbing into the top 5. Right now he's in 7th position as we see now a battle going on with Holdsworth and Chooch. Brandon Griffiths on the racetrack. And look at that high line work for him as they come down the back stretch now, diving into 3. Remember, start finish quickly approaching. There it is as they hit the dog leg. I see a lot of respect and patience right now by these guys that maybe we didn't see in the Xfinity race early on in the race on Tuesday night, Nigel.
I think this might have a bit to do with the no stage breaks.
Whoa! I stand corrected. Chooch at the wall. Holdsworth just missed it.
Holdsworth's in trouble. He looks like he's in trouble there in that 8 truck. It's been an unlucky night for that 8 truck as well. He's been fast all week in the officials. He's been coming into this race. He wanted this championship. Last year he had connection issues for season 1 championship. I remember in 2024 season 2 championship, he also had connection issues as well. He is really struggling in that 8 car at the moment.
Watching him now go on the high side. That's the 36. Again, that's Griffith's truck with Holdsworth right there in tow. They work their way back down the turn 1, the dog leg. Turn 1 there, pops into turn 2. The back stretch. Very unique pit entrance. There you see the entrance of pit lane on the back straightaway. What makes this track so unique is they're working their way now off the back stretch into turn 3. And still Holdsworth trying to get back into the top 10. He's the man right now struggling the most. And you got to wonder, Nigel, how much damage is on the number 8 Nitro truck of Jason Holdsworth from hitting the wall, not once, but twice in the first 20 laps of this race at Phoenix.
I think there's a lot of damage there on that front of that truck there, especially that on the right-hand side on the front tyre. He's really struggling with that truck. As you can see, he's putting a lot of wheel on that, trying to get that into the corner. It's tough for him. He'll be hoping for a caution now, maybe a little bit of that damage fix, and then hopefully see if he can come back through the field. But I think if this does stay green, he's going to be struggling all night, unfortunately, in that 8 truck. The only other thing I was going to say, Wesley, is if you're out there on the chat, don't be shy. Tell us what your favourite moments of 2025 Season 2 has been as well. And who do you think is going to win as well? I think one of my highlights this year brings me back to Gateway and the move that Tom Freer did on Brad Newman to get the victory at Gateway earlier in the season. It's certainly one of my highlights of the what's been a great season here in the trucks.
a fun one for sure. Let us know your moment. As again, this is the last race of the season. I ain't gonna lie to you, Nigel. I'm glad it's the last race because I don't know if I can continue getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Because I told somebody the other day, I said, you know what? I said, okay, at first, I got up at 6 a.m. in the summer. And then you guys had daylight savings time in Australia, right? Yep. And so then I had to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, which I normally set my alarm about a quarter till. And then we had daylight savings time this previous weekend on Sunday night in North Carolina in the United States. So now you got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So 3:45 is when the alarm went off. And I think that's the reason why Dylan McDonald is still getting his beauty sleep. Wake up, Dylan! I don't know if he got the wake-up call or not. But nonetheless, no, listen, I've enjoyed it, though. It's been fun. And we're ready to decide who's going to be the champion here. Obviously, we've got another championship race to decide for Sunday night. That's going to be at Homestead, Miami. But right now, all eyes are watching the trucks. And Nigel, can Newman go for the trifecta or go for at least the Xfinity truck sweep? And has anybody ever done that before in Australian NASCAR esports?
No, they haven't. He's the back-to-back champion, so he'll be going for 3 championships in a row. Be going for the hat trick if he does get the win tonight. As we look at David Lawler now, and Lawler has 4 minutes, 30 minutes repairs in that truck, so he'll be struggling to make it, or not back out there, but he'll be struggling to make any impact on the race. But he's still dropping down there, Holdsworth. Oh, gets up there close, and David Lawler's been a good season for him. He's got a couple of good top 10 finishes this year, massive improvement. He's getting better and better each race, so it's great to see David and the Project 36 car out there, and hopefully we see him back next season as well.
They're trying to win another championship, and obviously doing a phenomenal job right now. Brad Newman. Borg's right there hanging with him, though. How about Aaron Borg? Got to give him props, right? I mean, he's right there in that second position. One wrong slip, and going to capitalize on it. But there's still a long way to go in this thing here.
That there is, and Aaron Borg will be one there. If this does get a caution, he will be one to watch on these restarts. Didn't quite get the start that he wanted there on the opening lap, but once we get back under, if we do get that yellow, look out for the 43 truck. I think he'll be one to watch. He was my tip for tonight to win the championship, was the 43. So let's see what happens here. We're lap 30, 150. We've still got 120 laps to go.
Look at this, trying to go with 3 wide. Hang on, baby. Right in the middle of the dog leg. On the bonsai is Riley Curtis. Going after the 5 machine of Barber and Pritchard on the high side of the 91.
And a very, very black colored truck there on Andy Barber. Now, Andy was made the announcement. This will be his last start in the Australian NASCAR E-Series for a while. He's going to focus on his other categories. So, and he's also the #1 starter in the series. So we wish Andy all the best in his future racing endeavours. He's had the most starts in the series, and he was the 2023 X Series champion as well. So it's good to see him out here one last time racing with Ryan.
Yeah, you kind of mentioned Barber. He has the all-time starts at 176 tonight, counting tonight here at Phoenix. 176 career starts tonight. Got 2 wins, 42 top 5s, and 95 top 10s, obviously leading up to the start of this race. Brian Blundell right behind him at 174. Jason Holdsworth at one time was leading at the all-time lead list, but now he's fell back to 173. Stephen Williams, 126, and Tim Blundell with 125 tonight. Brad Newman, by the way, looking to win the championship. He picked up his Xfinity championship of the BMG X Series on Tuesday in his 115th start. And right now, career start 116 is looking good for the man of the Lobs Esports #1. And right now, he is clearly out in front. Here's the thing, though, Nigel. Don't have an opponent. Doesn't have his teammate, Jared Filsell. helping him like he does on the Tuesday series. Phil Sell not lining up to race tonight. And obviously it's all Newman, though, showing his strengths in the number 1.
I think this also does show that how the clean air makes a massive difference here at Phoenix as well. And just last lap alone, he is doing about 1 to 2 tenths a lap quicker than M Borg at the moment. But all we need is that one caution. And if there's a caution that's going to come out, it will happen in the next 15 to 20 laps as these trucks start getting a little bit looser and start to slide around a little bit. So we might see something, we may not as well. But the field's spread out at the moment. We'll just see what happens in the next 20 to 30 laps.
That Kerr on board with him. By the way, big thanks to Nitro Racing. Nitro Racing. Oval Setups, Cup, Xfinity Truck. All that are a part of the Australian NASCAR E-Series. Join the garage on the Discord channel. Nitro Racing. Join them. Need any help with setups? Contact them, and we're glad to have them be the sponsor of the Nitro Truck Series this season.
And that's the good thing about the series is here Wesley is that we can all the setups from all the setup shops do work within the series, and we work alongside the official schedule. All the weather, all the conditions are exactly the same, so there's no advantage anywhere. Everyone has the same conditions to work with, and it makes more of a playing field. So for those out there that are watching out there and thinking about, I'd love to race in this series, but I'm not too sure about the open setup. Well, there you have it, folks. Anybody can join the series and be fast.
So basically, you get a setup from them and let them have at it and learn. And everybody's kind of on the same level playing field, if you will, basically.
That's 100% correct, everyone. No matter what setup shop you decide to use, it's all a playing field, and everybody then can work during the week during the officials, so you can get a lot of practice in, race practice in, and it works well for everybody.
Glad you're joining us as Cookie Monster, Zach Kerr, rocking it on his helmet. Doing really good. Trying to run down, it looks like, Borg for the second spot. Will he get around him? That's the question, right? I mean, it's one thing to run somebody down. It's another thing to get around them.
And that's right, as well as and also too, probably sitting behind him, saving his tyres as well, because we'll get about 75 laps. So this could end up being just a one-stop race if we do stay green. Because HPT Cup Series, they predict a Brad Newman victory tonight. So we'll see how that one goes. I think it's Harry Taylor. I think that might be off the top of my head. He's done some races with us this year, and hopefully he joins us next year as well.
Heading already to 40 laps into this thing here. About to be 1/3 of the way through if you count them in 50 lap increments. 100 laps to go, 110 remaining. And right now, Newman and Borg. Whoa, Kerr in the wall. Trying to get around Aaron Borg for that second spot. And Zach Kerr eats the wall. Kind of wonder how much damage is on the Nexus 12 Ford. Not much as he reels back in. Borg, what a big move down there in turn 3 to try to go after the second spot.
Massive. He looks like he's going to try to get that pass done there on the inside. There's a car coming out of pit road. Dave Douglas is just sitting there as well as Lawler's back out there to run some laps. It's good to see him back out there as well. Whoa!
Okay, that was interesting. Held on to it, made a good spot. And now Dave Douglas right there trying to run him down. 3 trucks for second. Oh, and by the way, Brad Newman, he's got about a 5.5 second lead over all this going on. You can't even see the rear end of the number 1 truck. That's how big of a lead he has right now.
He's often doing 2/10 laps quicker than the rest of the field. So he'll be the one to watch here later on. Has he burned his tyres off too late, and we might see in the field catch up in the next 20 to 30 laps. Might be something to watch out for as well. You're right on board there with Dave Douglas sitting there behind. Oh, big loose coming out of the corner there by the 12 car.
Last race of the year. Right now, these guys doing a phenomenal job minding their P's and Q's. The 3-truck battle for second continues. Almost 6 seconds behind the leader of Brad Newman. That's M Borg, Zach Kerr, Dave Douglas going at it. Throw Barber in the top 5. Then you got Lamb, Lawford, Freer, Davis, Barber, and Kude Dow back there in the top 10 as it stands. If you're thinking about the manufacturers of it, for your top 10, you've got 3 Chevrolets, 4 Fords, and 3 Toyotas. But a problem for Tom Freer. The Synergy number 41 will trigger the caution for the first time in this race on lap number 47. There it is, coming off the front straightaway and just losing it below start finish. Just lost it.
That's what I was saying about before. There's that time frame then that these trucks were going to get loose, and unfortunately for Tom Freer, he comes around to take the out of turn 4 to come down the start finish line, comes around, and we see our first caution. We see them all hit down pit road.
Yeah, I got a feeling we're going to see everybody coming down to the pit lane, and even Brad Newman giving up that big 6-7 second lead he had. And now everyone coming down to pit road. We were told that they could go about 75 laps on a tank of fuel. So let's just say we've gone about 50 laps so far. So here's the deal. They're going to have to come back and pit again, because if they go another 75 laps, that would only be around lap number 125. So still with 25 remaining, we could see green flag pit stop and go for fuel. Or we'll see another caution and then they come back down to the pit again. Go ahead, Nigel.
No, I was just going to say then this might work into the favour of M Borg. He'll be able to make some adjustments to his truck to, oh no, Zach Kerr just got out ahead. But that might work out okay though if he's right behind Brad Newman with the jump at the start. So, and he gets that inside lane coming into turn number 2. But I was just going to say, he'll be able to make some adjustments to those trucks to hopefully counteract the differences between him and Brad Newman at the moment.
So a caution out here with about 1/3 of the way through in the championship race. There's a look at, again, the 4 drivers from the round of 8 final that are battling for the championship. And right now, man, I have to say it, Nigel, it has been all Brad Newman. Man, listen to this. Came down on the pit lane first, dominated the first. We've had, 49 laps now. He dominated the first part of the race, leading all the laps. Comes down pit lane first, exits first, leads now. It's been all number 1 in P1, in truck number 1, looking for being the number 1 champion when the night ends here in that Chevrolet entry for Lobs Esports.
100%, and unfortunately for Jason Holdsworth, his night has been one that he can probably hate to regret. Like he, at the moment there, he's just got a little bit of damage fixed on it. It's a bit of race radio coming over there. Sorry guys, I got distracted by it, but
green flag.
Back underway, green flag inside the O'Reilly restart zone. And back to it again with 100 laps to go in the race. So if you break this down into 3 50-lap segments, your first 50 laps are done. Here comes now the second 50. And right now, Newman continuing to show his strengths up in the top spot right now, leading the way. Boy, Zach Kerr with a big sin there. Boy, that could have been some big trouble. And he's got M Borg right behind him, and he won't second back. Here comes the dog leg and the bonsai move into the corner.
And the chase for Newman is on now. We can remember the history between Brad Newman and Zach Kerr been in the past. Let's see if this reunites once again.
And I'm understanding Jason Holdsworth in the number 8 machine did not come down to the pit lane for any work. He is yet to pit. I think he was a lap down and he did get his lap back, but he's at the tail end of the field. So he fell a lap down, went for the free pass, obviously, or he was a lap down and waited for the wave around, and then he got the lap back doing that.
Yeah, he did go a lap down. I did see Brad passed him about 2 or 3 laps before the caution came out. I'm not too sure if Brad passed him or cars, no, I'm not too sure. But yeah, that is me right on board with Barber here at the moment. My screen's just gone blank. I can't see a thing.
Oh, boy.
There we go. They're back.
Well, right now, Ryan Barber sitting in the number 4 spot. And by the way, 3 of the 4 championship drivers now in the top 4. Jason Holdsworth, yet to pit, took a wave around to get the lap back. Still damage on the number 8, and he's in the wall again. This ain't good. Oh, no.
No, just gone from bad to worse there for the Nitro 8 car. Heavy damage.
But a tough break there.
Well, Newman last lap was a 27.21 for that curve, 27.43. 0.2 a second a lap. That just shows once again how clean air is king around here. And it's probably worse in the trucks than any other car as far as the clean air goes. The truck is terrible in dirty air, so that's one thing these drivers will have to think about during the race.
Yeah, that certainly will be a topic of discussion, if you will, as you mentioned. Still a long way to go in this one. It's right now Newman holding on to the top spot. Now Zach Kerr up to the number 2 position. Borg and Barber. By the way, track temp around 83 degrees. Air temp in the sim about 78 degrees. Clear conditions. Wind northeast at 2 miles an hour. Humidity at 18%. If this was a real race like last week at Phoenix, Nigel, perfect racing conditions. Perfect race. Perfect night race right here.
100% it was. It was a great race to watch as well. It went down to the wire. I'm not sure if anyone's seen the photo with 6, 7, 8 wide going into one of the restarts of the...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
That was one hell of a race to watch as well. And, whoa, who's that? Barber's flying.
Was that the 5 of Barber? What a bonsai move he just made. The black number 5. I think we got it on the replay. Watch this, everybody. Don't adjust your sets. Yeah, there he is. Watch that last lap. That last lap coming here a moment ago. You're going to see that crazy bonsai move he just made. And he's out to go out and do it again.
It's what they call using the dog leg to your advantage.
A little bit of history repeating.
That's Andy Barber getting past Tom Pritchard in the 91. They're all in different liveries tonight, the Southern Stars car. As we see, goes straight down again.
Man, I'll tell you that 5. Put him in your highlight reel because he has made some daring moves. Oh, yeah. I watched Short Circuit 2 the other night, as a matter of fact. Nigel, now you hear what we have to put up with usually in the behind the scenes. It's a...
Nah, we must thank Dean. He does a terrific job with these pictures.
Oh, he's
every
awesome.
single week. He's one of the
I
best
can't
in
complain
business.
about it. I just laugh. I think it's hilarious. When people hear us in broadcast mode and then all of a sudden we just pause and laugh, it's because of our producer in the background.
I mean, yeah, it's great. Dean's the background. If everyone doesn't realise, he does feed us a lot of information, which makes us night a little bit easier as well. And when things go terribly wrong, he always puts that ear to say everything's going to be okay. So he's an incredible asset to have this Australian NASCAR series. Great to have him on board.
Yeah, we're going on. Are we going on 3 years working with each other, Dean? It feels like it. Yeah. Nonetheless, Eagles, yeah, we're getting old, exactly. And Barber now in the 5, continuing his bonsai talents. There's the other Barber, Ryan Barber. He's the guy running for the championship, and he sits in the number 4 spot right now on the racetrack.
And as we saw in the Cup race the other night, it's not over until they cross the finish line. You can remember what happened to Hamlin. He had that race won, then the late race caution come out.
Race of his life. Race of his life, in my opinion, last Sunday.
Oh, 100%.
Nigel.
100%.
And I ain't got nothing but love for my buddy Kyle Larson, right? Nothing but love for him. But, you know, there are rules. The rules separate the people from the animals in NASCAR as well. And that format, the way it's presented, really took the championship again away from Denny Hamlin.
Oh, 100%.
I really wanted to see him win for his dad. Okay, more on the personal level. I know his dad's really bad off sick, and man, I would love to have seen him get it for his dad. But there's always next year, and there's always this one tonight, as we are closing in on the halfway mark of this one for the Nitro Truck Series Championship of the Australian NASCAR E-Series. There's a look at the 4 drivers battling and where they are right now. Look at the scoring ticker. 3 of the 4 are right now in the top 4. Where is Holdsworth? Way in the back. Holdsworth back in 17th. Nigel, your friend, just not having a good night here tonight in that number 8 machine.
He's having a terrible night tonight. Bad luck's running his way. Nothing shocking. He circled this race all week, and I've got the hiccups. Just hang on a second, guys.
Stop drinking Sprite. Do they have that in Australia? Dave Douglas in the 10. And he's going after Barber there. By the way, somebody in the chat box chiming in, and they said, and I quote, Andy Barber is just like his father. Sneaks up from behind when you don't expect him to. There you go. Yeah. Ryan's actually up ahead. Yeah. Andy Barber's back in 8th. So, and speaking of this battle between, obviously, we see it going on the racetrack with Barber and Pritchard and Freer. Well, I tell you what, Brad Newman has already opened up over Zach Kerr almost 1.7 seconds. The interval now between Newman and Kerr, Borg and Barber, 2.5 seconds, 4 seconds back for 3rd and 4th to the leader. Man's on a mission, Nigel, and the one truck's doing just that right now.
Well, I'm on a mission too. I've just ran to the other end of the house to grab myself a drink, and I've run all the way back, and I'm now right to go. Oh man, that was bad.
So were we cutting in and out? Was there static? Was there just, you didn't realize if you got connection? What?
Oh no, I had the
Wireless.
hiccups.
I got you. Just have your wife scare you. Have a cow scare you. Dairy farmer. Go, no, Holdsworth in trouble! And he spins! Holdsworth many times up under the wall, this time stuck in traffic. And the 8, one of the championship 4, having a nightmare here in Phoenix again in the 8 Toyota. Caution out for the second time also.
Caution is out. Wow. What's happened here? We'll have a look at the replay here.
Nigel, here's something to think about too as we look at a replay. There's Barber. Oh, man. Is that one of the championship 4? I think it is. Ryan Barber into Holdsworth.
What?
What's this again? Said, all right, buddy, you in my way.
He misjudged. I think he misjudged the speed of the 8.
Wow. Douglas just missed it on the high side. All right, so here's my question, Nigel. We're heading to lap 75. We're heading to halfway to the race, and we watch the replay one more time between Barber and the 8 of Holdsworth. There's the hit. And the Nitro Toyota around. Who's going to come to pit road? They're all coming down to pit road. And I had a feeling they were, because this could really be the money stop of the race. They could go the distance if we don't have an overtime.
That's correct, and they can also come down pit road, put another set of tyres on, and this will give them one set of green, white checker tyres as well. So we're going to see them coming down pit road. The one of Brad Newman, Zach Kerr in the 12, and we've got the 43 of M Borg. The ones we've got to start keeping an eye on those ones in the white, and see where they come out. See if M Borg can make up any positions. He's a long way back though. So
Man, we were talking about
2 tyres. No, all took 4 tyres. Oh, Zach Kerr, Betty. I think Zach Kerr got him on the line.
How about the race off pit road? What a show. Zach Kerr in trouble, guys. The 12 off the pace here.
I think he might have spat out a...
Did he get a penalty?
Yep.
I think so.
Nah. Speeding on pit road for the
there it is.
flag.
Wow.
End of the line for the 12.
There it is. Penalty on the number 12, who had a really good solid run in this race earlier, no doubt. Now, obviously behind the wall here. Here's a look at it one more time. Look at Zach Kerr speeding on pit lane or exit.
I think it's exit. 100% exit.
It sure did. Wow. Boy, you don't want to make that mistake, do you? Oh, my. Wow.
Yes,
yep, there it is.
You got a bit greedy, but that's the
you're busted.
The pressure of it, Wesley. That the one car of Brad Newman, if you want, and even M Borg, these cars at the front, if they want track position, they got to try to push the limits wherever they can. As we go down the back straight away, pace car's going to go off. We're going to go green this time by with only 73 laps to go.
Race is just in the second half as well, as Brad Newman and M Borg feels like they've been stride for stride, at least in the top 2 positions all night. Still a long way to go. Here they come back into the restart zone. Back underway. Second half of the championship race here at Phoenix is on for the Nitro Truck Series. What a launch by the number 1 of Brad Newman yet again, and he pulls away quickly from M Borg and Barber. By the way, watch the scoring pylon. You see the drivers in green mean that they're advancing their positions. In red means they're falling back, just like on the NASCAR scoring ticker of real life. And now we see Douglas. What a good run for him, Nigel. I'll tell you what, man, give this guy a full-time season next year. I believe this guy is going to be championship material in the Nitro 10 Ford of Dave Douglas.
Oh, I think he will be as well. I think he's planning on running both full-time next season in trucks and Xfinity. He was doing commentary duties. Him and Matt Danson were doing the trucks last season, which was one hell of a laugh. Everybody enjoyed it, but now he's going back into the car. I think if he won to watch, he was really struggling early on this season and late last season as well. He just wasn't enjoying it. The results weren't coming for the effort that was being put in. But all of a sudden now he's decided that no, his time to fly is now, as Jason Holdsworth's back down pit road. Aaron Dorman had a drive-through as well for restart infringement. So I think he's had to go for a drive-through as Zach Kurt's making his way through the field there, making a pass on Andy Barber. If Andy Barber goes straight down on that inside, and when he goes back down into turn one once again.
Remember, Zach Kerr on the lead lap, but he did have to suffer a penalty at the tail end of the field for obviously speeding on pit lane. Took the penalty, took the pass through, if you will. There goes Davis. Jamie Davis, the 92 Ford. There he goes. Tom Pritchard right behind him. That's for 7th and 8th on the racetrack. Boy, oh boy. Hey, Nigel, if we could play with or if we can interact with our audience in the chat box, if you can, Mr. Dean. I think there's a way you can create a poll in the chat box. And the question is in the chat box, and the poll question, when we pop it out on the audience, will be, who do you think will win the championship 4 of 3 drivers? It's looking like right now Jason Holdsworth is out. He's on pit road again. So, of 3 drivers, the 1, the 43, the 194, in the poll question in chat, this is going to pop up in a moment. Who will win the championship here tonight at Phoenix? Not the race. That's just icing on the cake. Who's going to win the war? Who's going to win the Nitro Australian Truck Series title? Is it the 1 of Newman, the 43 of Borg, or the 194 of Barber? The poll question will pop up, and when it does, please vote. Whoa, Pritchard's got Zach Kerr diving hard on the bottom, along with Barber on the inside. And there's a way to create a poll question, I believe. I think there's a way of doing it, right?
Yeah, there is. Unfortunately, I don't have access on the YouTube to do it.
It's going to have to be Dean to do it. There you go.
But at the end of the day, Dylan McDonald has joined us in the booth. Dylan, welcome.
Welcome. Hey there, Nigel. Leslie. How's it going?
Dylan, you're late.
Yeah. Daylight savings, so.
That I asked in the chat box, which we're down now to 3 drivers for the championship. Who will it be? Will it be the 1 of Newman, the 43 of Borg, or the 194 of Barber? We're down to 3 drivers because pretty much mathematically, Jason Holdsworth is going to have to settle for the number 4 position in the championship. Dylan, it's been an all kind of Brad Newman night. He won the BMG X Series championship on Tuesday night. Now he's trying to win in the trucks, and he has dominated this thing as we're in the second half of this race. Lap number 88 of 150, and man, there is only 63 laps to go on the season.
Yeah, you can see it now. Everybody just trying to do everything that they can. They're using that dog leg the way that it is intended to use it, as it is all open, no grass at Phoenix International Raceway, as we're looking on board with Ryan Barber taking that little bit of a shortcut, you could say, going into turns number 1 and 2 on lap number 89 of 150. And everybody's a little bit spread out. They're not all bunched up. That's the way that Phoenix kind of goes, but once everybody gets bunched up once again after pit stops, or they start catching up to cars that are on the older tires, that's whenever they can start doing their little dancey dance and get themselves back up into the frame of A, passing, or trying to get away from other cars trying to be in that single file position.
I'll tell you what, Nigel, as you being a driver yourself, this is the point where with 60 laps to go, you start hearing every clink, every rattle. You start looking at your gauges. You're seeing that if you slide across the racetrack, you're wondering if your tires are going out or air's giving away. You're wondering if you got enough fuel in the tank, if there's a chance that over time, the mindset you have to be in, virtual or reality, is pinging right now for especially all three of these guys, not just Brad Newman, but Borg and Barber too, if you're going to try to win the championship.
Well, that's correct. You just think if you look at the cup race that happened on Sunday night, the difference between 2 and 4 tyres was the difference between the championship with the 11 car. It could be the same here tonight. You could make 2 tyres, you could make 4 tyres in that last time to get track position. If it's a green light checker, you may win the race. So every little lap counts right until the end. There's no way of deciding who's going to win this race until that checker flag's out.
Poll is up, and right now it looks like it's showing. Well, I don't know how long the polls stay open, but right now, Brad Newman is leading right now. Of 6 people that have voted, Brad Newman has 50%, Aaron Borg with 33%, and Ryan Barber 17%. But well, I'll tell you what, Dylan, what a job for Newman. I mean, he's dominating this thing, man. He ain't looking back, and obviously he has just got everybody in his sights behind him. Nobody has even been able to make any charge whatsoever to the one. And if there is anybody that's got to try to catch him, if they're playing possum, Mr. McDonald, they better unveil it now and get to the front here in a big hurry. Time's running out. We go to lap 100.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody just trying to hold position, see what they can do. They want to get those new fresh tires on their car. You can see just the different lines that they're taking into turns number 1 and 2. You can see Double D all the way up towards the outside wall in turns number 1 and 2. A lot of drivers hugging that yellow line in 1 and 2. Then other drivers running that middle lane in 1 and 2. And then obviously different lines in 3 and 4. Want to get as close as you can to that inside wall, getting into the corner. And then coming off of the corner, you want to be up by that outside wall, then cut all the way back down across that little bit of a dog leg, and just a little bit of wide arcing into the corners. You can see just how much time Dave Douglas lost a little bit of track position on the number 194 of Ryan Barber, but he makes it up coming off of turns number 3 and 4 and through the dog leg. It's just how much tire wear do you want to use and try to catch up to those race leaders and see if they can break them up as Dave Douglas, part of the outside wall.
And what a tough break there for Double D. The Nitro Racing entry. Something about the Nitro trucks, Nigel. We saw it happen to Holdsworth, and now Dave Douglas with problems, but he does continue along, and we stay green as we head towards the Century Grind in Phoenix.
You see Tom Freer making the comeback through the field, back into the top 5. That little spin early that brought out the first caution of the night. 3 wide as he finds Angus Lawford in there as well. Angus Lawford into the top 5 as well. He's getting better and better every week, and next season I'm expecting big things out of that 53 truck.
You can see there Tom Freer try to make a move on Angus Lawford, not able to make the pass. Double D of Dave Douglas now looking down to the inside of Tom Freer, the number 41. Give that spot back to Dave Douglas. He's going to start running that inside lane. Tom Freer, he's just riding around. He's not in the championship hunt after last week, but now he's going to look back for the rebuttal down in turns number 3 and 4 on Dave Douglas.
Tom Freer with problems earlier in the race in the Synergy 41, and now comes Douglas. Bonsai move. Boy, you got to love that part of the racetrack, right? You know, back in the day, guys, you know, you didn't drive Phoenix that way whenever the front straightaway was on the back straightaway like it is. Whoa! Now you got this totally reconfiguration of the racetrack, and boy, they take advantage of the dog leg. Remember back in the day before the track was reconfigured, Nigel and Dylan, you avoided that dog leg. You tried to stay below and did not try to go on the apron. Not now. That is a fair game move that you can take advantage of. You can use it.
Absolutely, especially with the older configuration of Phoenix. You know, you had the grass, you had a rumble strip down there.
Yeah, you could
never wanted to go down there. We have a
Caution.
caution. Ooh.
The flag. Griffiths is in trouble in 36. One of the Project 36 entries, and caution is out here.
Do you take
Oh,
that
my
last
goodness.
set of tyres? Do you take that last set of tyres now? That's going to be going around by himself. There's going to be a strategy call played right out right now. This is going to get interesting, guys.
You know what? It's too, Dylan, and I'll tell you this, some guys are pitting, not all, but some are. Lawford's in, Freer's in, Douglas, Barber, Wright, and Pritchard coming down to the pit lane. Championship 3, Dylan, they ain't going out, and they're not pitting. They're staying right where they're at right now. Under 50 to go.
I'm thinking with the top three, obviously all three are championship drivers are waiting to see if they get another long run or if they're going to have a quick caution back-to-back and then use those tires to have them at the end of the stage. Kind of like what we've seen in the truck, the Xfinity, in the Cup Series championship races. They want to make those tires last as long as they possibly can. As looks like Aaron Dorman, he's going to be able to get his lap back as these three championship drivers are going to be 1 through 3. But it's all been Brad Newman, Borgie sitting in P number 2, Ryan Barber in 3rd, Zach Kerr in the number 12 sitting in 4th. Running out to top 5 is going to be Jamie Davis. So a lot of drivers using those pit stops to their advantage, but these top 3, they're thinking track position is going to be key. They want to use that last set of tires if they need them and don't want to be cut out looking like a sitting duck coming to the end of this race.
There's close to 30 people. There's close to 30 people watching the race, and we've only had 8 people vote. And I'd really love to see the other thoughts of the other 20, unless you're Switzerland. But right now, it is a dead heat out of 8 votes between Brad Newman and Aaron Borg. Ryan Barber, I think, has got maybe 1 or 2 votes, or maybe 1. That's it. We are going to close the polls when we come back to green. So if you have not voted, please vote. Vote right now. Vote right now. Let us know who you're picking. And I see Newman's name continuing to trend up. I mean, it's not that hard to vote, right? I mean, just take the time, click a little button there. And Nigel, we're being interactive. We're being interactive with our audience, right? We're interacting with them. Well, not the drivers. We don't want you to sim and drive, right? With sim and text. We're talking about the audience of people watching. All right. Dylan, we're ready to come back to green, man. Still 45 to go here in Phoenix for the championship race 4.
They hit that restart zone, and Newman gets a really good jump. You can see the top 4 or 5 get a really good jump on the rest of the field. But it's going to be Brad Newman getting into turns number 1 and 2, single file, 4 or 5 wide towards the back, looking like the truck race, almost making it work. They're going to be 3 or 4 wide. Dave Douglas gets hooked to the outside wall. Another quick caution going to come out, and a lot of Project 36 cars going to be involved in this one.
Oh, my goodness. Barber and Project 36. Looks like Kute Dallas caught up in it, in other ones. And Dave Douglas again. Nigel, we had a feeling it was coming. Cautions, bring cautions, but you go 5 wide. Look at this move.
Brett Laval's involved, the 93 Riley Curtis. Teammate on teammate. Wow, it's a big pile up of cars. But once again, who comes down pit road? Who takes tyres? Who doesn't take tyres? Who's going to keep that set of tyres at the end of the race? Oh, the strategy's going to start to play out now. Now, I think this is going to play into the hands of Aaron Borg.
Aaron Borg, gotta wonder. Look at this again, 5 wide. There it is. Dylan mentioned the old Phoenix where that part of the track was. It was grass, and you didn't want to drive on that. Now look at that, boy, all the way to the bottom of the apron, 4 and 5 wide. Oh my goodness! Wow. Hold your breath right there. There's the contact. Barber into one of the Project 36 trucks of Lawford, and then all of a sudden, as you said, Dylan, it all come undone. Several trucks that are still not done crashing. Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, that really looked like the Friday Night Truck Series where, Corey Haim took the leader wide to take the lead off of Ty Majeski, and they obviously they all made it out of that corner, but in Sim it's just a little bit different. You had people on old tires, you had people on new tires, and that's where it's going to be the bigger difference. Who's going to have a little bit of a patience to get around all these drivers that are on the older tires to make your way all the way up there towards the front. Just ran out of real estate for the number 10 machine of Dave Douglas. Ended up getting caught up into that wreck, but anything can still happen, right? You still got 46 laps to go in tonight's race. Still, the top 3 are going to be the championship 4. Well, actually, excuse me. Top 4 are going to be the championship 4, with Zach Kerr being the one odd man out. But it's all about the restarts. Are they going to be able to capitalize on the restarts that Brad Newman has gotten? You've seen how quick he was able to pull away on that last restart. We'll see if Aaron Borg can time these restarts just a little bit better. And one thing that goes through a lot of these drivers' minds is once you get to that backstretch like this right here, you got all this time to wonder when he's going to go. You got to try to be on that cue to see when Brad Newman hits that gas pedal to start this race again.
Not done yet. Brad Newman ready to bring him back to green, as it looks like now some of the tides have changed. Aaron Borg now being showed as the man that could possibly be the guy by the votes to win the championship, but Newman will not be denied another flawless restart over Freer, over Kerr, over Borg, and Barber, and yes, Freer as well in the top 5 as they go back to the green into 2.
Hey, getting back in, they're 3 wide towards the back. They're going to get this one settled out fairly quickly, and no! Another quick yellow, Brian Blundell.
Oh no, it's Wright and Blundell crashing Brad Wright into the outside wall. The 86, nowhere to go. Caution out. Wow. Nigel, cautions breed cautions, and I think patience has gone out the window with under 50 to go here at Phoenix.
We all said earlier on this race was going to heat up now as the laps start to turn down. A bit of a boring first half of the race, but it's all starting to light up now. The Talladega winner, Brad Wright, he's not, looks like it's going to be done after that incident there. Riley Curtis there on his inside there. Blundell as well. Oh, no room.
Just literally, Dylan ran out of room, slammed into the outside safer barrier, and then Blundell had nowhere to go but take the blunt force from the 19.
Yeah, that's always a tough position that you're in, right? The car on the outside, you think that you're going to make the corner, and then that safety barrier just comes up just a little bit too quick on that outside. You can see it there. Everything's good, and then all of a sudden, bam. Pancake the outside wall, get you a little bit of flapjacks, put some maple syrup on it, and you got yourself a little short stack. As Blundell goes for a little spin. Nothing too bad. Can hurry up, get that damage fixed. Doesn't look too bad on the rear end or the driver's side. Same with Brad Wright on the passenger side. But with it being Phoenix, the aerodynamics are really going to be the make or break of that race car. As we have the playoff standings up there on the round of 4. You can see them there. Ryan Barber, Aaron Borg, Jason Holdsworth, and Brad Newman. Jason Holdsworth, the only championship 4 driver who has put it up on the trailer for the evening. Brad Newman in P number 1, Aaron Borg in 3rd, and Barber in 5th. So you got the championship drivers 1, 3, and 5. And Wes, that actually helps out the other two championship drivers, right? They're going to be able to get a good and better launch on that inside if they go single or if they go double file. But if they go single file, it could all be up to how you get through this next restart.
Here's the deal. There's a choose rule, right, that's going on right now. And if Newman stays to the inside and Kerr stays to the outside, which we're seeing, you see now Aaron Borg right behind him, except Tom. Now Freer went to the outside, so that opens the door to Barber outside. So, yeah, right now the big winner here is Newman and Borg. You see them right there on the inside. So stay with them. Race isn't over. Not by a long shot. Oh, and by the way, these three drivers, Dylan, have been up into the top 5, it feels like the entire night since we came on the air. As the field will get ready to come back, pace truck is on, pace car onto the pit lane.
Green's out. Green flag.
Here we go, back underway. Let's settle it here.
Yeah, green flag conditions back out on the racetrack. You see there, Aaron Borg got a really good restart. He's going to be able to get back around Zach Kerr. He's going to be down to the inside in turns number 1 and 2. He's going to get clear. That's going to allow Tom Freer to try and follow suit as well. Ryan Barber goes straight to the tip top. And then here comes Zach Kerr. He's not going to be denied on that outside. He's going to try to make it around the hard way on that outside and see what he can do and see if he can take away the race lead from Brad Newman, as everybody's still fanning out 3, 4, 5 wide as we take lap number 114.
That move from Kerr down to the inside. Tom Freer now. Today's Tom Freer moving down to the number 2 spot, showing his strengths. Clearing around Borg and Kerr and Davis. Barber free falling. Here comes Pritchard on the inside of his teammate. Nigel, I'll tell you what, man. It just seems like Newman is just in a different area code than anybody else. I've watched it during the entire race. We're seeing it on the restarts. We're seeing it on just pulling away from everybody. Anytime you think you're getting to the one, he puts it in like stealth mode or he's saving something. Right, the nitrous is on, and he pulls away from anybody that tries to catch him.
I think it's the clean air there, Wesley, I think makes the difference as well. We're going to come up to a lap car very shortly. We'll see if Tom Freer can build into that lead a little bit there once the bit of dirty air comes onto the car as blinking out again of Jamie Davis is something to watch out for as well. And I think that's what we've got to watch out for.
I spoke too soon, Dylan. Tom Freer going to the lead on Newman as they work off 4.
Yeah, and there you go. Yep, go ahead. Sorry, Nigel.
No, I was just going to say there's the key right there. A little bit of dirty air there for the one truck of Brad Newman, and all of a sudden then it's race on. And let's see what Aaron Borg can do here. See if he can now come back into the picture now that Brad Newman's now behind Tom Freer.
There is a lap truck up ahead of the leader, also of Freer. Borg and Barber battling there. All this going on as we're 3 wide again. Dylan going back into the corner, and all the while it is now Tom Freer. I think I put my foot in my mouth there when I made that comment that everything's worked flawless for Newman until now. Under 30 to go, close it up on it, and now Freer is the new leader in the 41.
Well, now that everything has cycled out, Wes, the top 3 at the time, which were all 3 championship contenders, did not take the opportunity to go down to the pit lane, so those road tires are really costing them as of right now. You don't have to win the race to win the championship. You just got to be the championship driver in front of the other 2 championship drivers, right? So Newman is always going to be watching the relative to make sure, or asking his crew chief or anybody, okay, where's Borg, where's Ryan, where are they at relatively to him on the racetrack? Right now, it is Newman still with the lead in the championship hunt, but you can see it there. Those older tires not wanting to be up there towards the front. Everybody just trying to do everything that they can, get around these get around the trucks with the older tires. And then I think now, Wes, if we do have a caution with 30 laps to go, we're going to see those last 3 championship drivers come into pit lane, get those last set of tires, and then it's going to be a whole different rodeo going through these last 30 laps.
There's Borg, by the way. Borg and Barber now the furthest back. I'll tell you what, as we close in on 30 laps to go, Nigel Siddell, this is the furthest back we've seen Borg and Barber right now, and even for that much part, Newman as well, back to third.
Amy Davis getting the pass done there on the 92 car. I'm going to go on. I thought there was a car around there.
Wow.
Heading straight down there as well. He's fast as well into the top 5. Borg is dropping off very, very quickly. I wonder if he's got a little bit of damage on that car, or is it just his tyres are shot. So, yeah, we're still in. I wouldn't rule them out yet, though. If we get a green, white checker, I wouldn't rule anything out just yet.
Okay,
The polls are now showing. The polls are now showing Brad Newman 41%, Aaron Borg 47% now, Dylan, as they work back into 3 and 4.
Yeah, and, I mean, Wes, it's definitely going to be a nail biter. You know, like, you know, the polls going back and forth. They won Newman, now it's Borg. All you need to have is just a little bit of like a surge.
Truck in the wall!
There it is. Oh no, championship implications for the 194 of Ryan Barber. Not sure how bad the damage is going to be on that number 194. It looks like a little bit of a crinkle on that right front.
The second championship 4 driver snake bit here, or he touched the cactus and he's got stung. Watch this again. Barber. Holdsworth was the first. Let's see what happened to Barber. And there is help. Oh no, that's Chooch.
I think.
Sorry, that's David Lawler. My apologies. Those trucks look all the same. It's David Lawler with Project 36 there, Dylan.
Oh man, such a tough break for Ryan Barber. He was in the clear of the number 136, but with the newer tires of the number 136 getting into the corner just a little bit harder than the 194, he was able to get in there, as all 3 championship drivers are going to go in to take. Oh, Borg stayed out as Wes. This could be different here.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that, boy. I'm telling you what, Brad, Nigel, we saw what happened with what guys like Brad Newman and Borg and even Barber, for that matter, before he spun. You know, as the tires wear off, right? I mean, you can see that they were easily sitting ducks. Now Freer does not pit. Neither does Davis or Barber or even Pritchard, Dow. They all stay on the racetrack, but here comes now the point guys. Here comes the championship 4 and some other men coming onto the pit lane, ready to go for the money stop and the last one of the season, for that matter.
25 laps to go here. Aaron Borg, he has rolled the dice. He stayed out. He's going to keep that set of tyres until the very, very last opportunity he can. He's thinking there's going to be another caution. As long as he's not in that caution, everything is on track there for Aaron Borg. But all he has to do is try to keep Brad Newman behind at the moment, as heavy damage on Ryan Barber and Jason Holdsworth now have pretty much ended their nights as far as playoff championship goes. As we're going to go green flag right now, boys.
Last chance to put in your votes, because the polls are closing here with 20 laps to go. You got 4 laps to get it done, under 25 remaining. And Dylan, I got a feeling the fireworks are about to begin here, boy. Now you got the C4 lit. It's go time. Patience is out the window. Friends is gone. It's time to look at what you got to do to win the race or win the championship, or even both. Back underway, and we're green.
Yeah, back green we go. And, you know, with the amount of drivers that decided to pit, it wasn't that much of a difference for Aaron Borg, as he's stuck right in the middle of it. He's going to be 3 wide with Kute Dell, and it looks like Chooch on the outside. He's going to drift up the racetrack just a little bit. Everybody will be able to make it through.
Lawford.
Still going to be 3 wide, looking 4 wide. Oh,
Borg!
No!
And they're still crashing as Borg gets into another man, a Riley Curtis, and they crash again into the wall. Caution out.
Oh, championship implications for another championship driver.
Here it is. We're 3 and 4 wide. Nigel, you can't do that in this part of the track. And look at
man.
Brad Newman just easily sliding on by. Kute Dow down on the inside of the 5 of Barber. Gets into Dow, gets into Lawford, and then Curtis into the fence. Another look at it again.
Kute Dow just nowhere to go. He didn't know what to do. Obviously, a slower truck down on the inside just slid up just the tiniest little bit, caught Aaron Borg. Thankfully, Borg didn't go up into the outside wall, but comes right back down into Blundell. He's going to be up there towards the outside wall, and man, oh man, Newman's just a clear path down to the inside, and there he goes, just squeaks on by. Man, oh man, what a championship race we got.
I said that it was the 93 of Riley Curtis. My apologies, it happened so quick. That was the 86 of Brian Blundell that ate the outside wall in the wrong direction after he finally stopped up against off turn 4's 9-degree banking. Oh, boy. Nigel, this is exactly what we figured. It was going to be a calm, cool, collected race until probably under 50 to go, and the fireworks have been lit since probably about lap 110. There's a recap, and Tom Freer now leading this race, buddy.
100% as Aaron Borg still on pit road, and he's probably got a lot of damage on that car to fix. He'll be hoping not to go a lap down. He can still win this. I didn't think there'd be too much damage on that car. I could be wrong. No, he's going to go a lap down now. So Aaron Borg now. So Ryan, heavy damage, but you know he could be back in it.
It is Brad Newman's championship to lose right now, audience. Aussie mates and mateys. Bottom line, Dylan, Newman is in 5th and 6th. You've got these other guys back behind the top 10. There it is, Barber and Borg. They are 12th, 16th, and obviously Holdsworth is out of it. Lights off the pace car. It's on the pit lane. We're coming back to green here. 20 laps to go when they hit the O'Reilly restart zone.
Yeah, and that's music to Brad Newman's ears as we get ready to go back to the green flag racing. Tom Freer going to lead us back to the green. All that Brad Newman needs to do is just be patient. Don't put himself into a bad position to get himself caught up into an accident here. He's going to run the inside. He's got a little bit of distance between himself and Ryan Barber as he's going to just run the inside, be nice and patient. Doesn't want to put himself into a position where he gets caught up into a wreck as the Barber on the outside gets hard on the outside wall. He's going to be able to keep it straight, but he's got some distance between every other championship driver as he's the only truck in the championship 4 with no damage on that number 1 machine. Ryan Barber's got a lot of rear end damage, and then obviously Aaron Borg, that last caution, he sat in pit lane to get that damage fixed. He's going to put himself 1 lap down. If a caution comes out, Aaron Borg could still come back and be in board on this race as everybody's still double file, maybe even possibly 3 wide coming off turns number 3 and 4.
Look at the truck scatter. And Newman now fires back off to P3. He's got Kerr and Pritchard behind him, flip-flopping for spots as they work their way down to the back straightaway. And now Newman begins his ascent to run down the 92 for Project 36 of Davis. And Nigel, remember, Newman, new tires. I think that's why we're seeing the number 1 Chevrolet come to the front. Caution. Caution, trouble on the racetrack.
Lee Davies.
Yes, sir. Lee Davies, the green machine of the 0414. Putting us under another yellow flag. It's the 8th one of the night with under 20 to go.
Now,
Lee Davies.
Borg will get his lap
Oh, man, is that Barber who he slammed into?
Oh.
Wow. I want to say it is. That's Ryan Barber. It's one of the championship guys. Watch this again.
Whoa.
What? I mean, why? Why would you do that? Man. Boy, that's one of your championship guys right there. And, you know, Dylan, we were talking about the number 41, Tom Freer. Remember, Tom Freer did not make the championship 4 last week in the race at Rockingham, if you remember. He couldn't make it in. Did everything he could with all his might, but he missed the spot. And he's the number 5, right? He's guaranteed to finish 5th in the points, but he's trying to make a statement here that, hey, I should have been one of these guys up here fighting for the title. Bottom line, up in the front.
Absolutely. I mean, Tom Freer, he's had one hell of a year. Got a couple wins knocked off of his belt here. He's going to be on the outside looking in for the championship 4. He tried to do everything he possibly could last week at Rockingham, just didn't come full circle. And then obviously you got looks like Davis in P number 2. He's had a good season. He made it all the way up to the championship 8. And then Zach Kerr, a little part-time driver, that number 12. He's trying to make a statement too. But to see Tom Freer have the conviction that he has now leading this race, what a storybook ending it would be to that number 41 machine to come out, win the last race of the season, and be like, hey, maybe I didn't deserve it, but I can still compete for wins, whether or not I'm in the championship 4 or not.
There's the race recap, and we're closing in on under 15 laps to go. One lead change, by the way. That was when Brad Newman got passed by Tom Freer with about 30 laps to go. Tom Freer has not looked back, and there's the one of Newman right now, 4th. Nigel, it is his championship to lose, right? Everything, listen, there is like just people poking the dolls of the other championship 4 competitors, and right now the hex is working for Brad Newman, and he's just hoping everything needs to continue to fall my way. I don't have to win the race. Listen, he can save face. He just got to be ahead of everybody, and that's exactly what he's doing right now. Holdsworth is out. Borg and Barber are way in the back of the top 15, top 20, right? We're going back to green.
And don't forget too, Aaron Borg's on 5 lap fresher tyres here than Newman. So just remember, keep an eye out for that one as well. As also remember, we've got to remember that the 92 Jamie Davis is flashing really badly.
Back it away, green flag. So what a restart for Freer.
You got Aaron Borg all the way back there in the back. The 5 making a really big dive. He's going to pick up a lot of positions and put himself up there. And then you got Brad Newman kind of laying back a little bit, letting everybody get it all figured out, see what he can do. He's going to be down on that inside. You can see it there. The top 4, top 5 going to be single file as Aaron Borg in the number 194 are going to be battling back there towards the back. But it's going to be Zach Kerr going for the race lead. Another lead change, number 2 on the racetrack. Tom Freer trying to battle back down on the inside. Not going to be able to be there. And it's going to be all nothing but 12 leading the lap all the way around this racetrack. 11 laps to go, Wes. Anything can happen. What's going to end up happening for Borg? Is he going to have enough time to catch up to Newman or no?
Newman just saving face right now. As I mentioned, he's back into the 5th spot. Look at now, Zach Kerr having the opportunity to lead. He's now got Tom Freer. I think the tires are gone on Freer. There goes Barber and company. And now there's Ryan Barber, another one of those guys with Borg right behind him. That, by the way, is in the top 15, 15th, 16th on the racetrack. If you want to go for a championship, you better go now, Dylan, because time is running out. 10 laps to go. Zach Kerr leads the battle. The man that's leading the war is Brad Newman in 5th in the 1.
You can see there, Zach Kerr has really opened up that big gap for the race lead. And then there you see it, more of our playoff drivers back here towards the back. Borg, his truck seems to be a little bit off pace. Same with Ryan Barbers, they're not going to be up there, but you can see there, calm, cool, collected for Brad Newman, currently running a 5th. Doesn't have to worry about winning the race, just has to be in front of the other championship drivers. He is 9 laps away from collecting that championship here on Thursday night for the A&E Truck Series, as he's got Trent Lavelle going to try to make a pass on him on that outside, but it's all Zach Kerr with about a 8 to 9 truck length gap over second position.
Nigel, what do you think? Is this a smart thing that Brad Newman's doing right? Don't get greedy. Don't try to sweep the whole thing, if you will. Right now, just looking at the bigger picture of hand, and that's trying to win the championship, and he's doing exactly what he needs to do to put that into fruition.
I think so, and I think with the car up above, just above him, with Jamie Davis having a few connection issues, he doesn't want to get tangled up there at all and get involved with an accident at all. And also too, you also got to remember, I think M Borg does have an extra set of tyres, and this does go green-white checkers, so don't hold that one out anything just yet.
So you're saying don't hold out on the 43. He might have something up his sleeve, right? 7, now make it 6 laps to go. There goes Zach Kerr. He is praying that there's not a yellow flag. Tom Freer looks really good on the restarts, but except that time, Dylan, Kerr got around him, and he ain't looking back. The interval now, almost a 1.5 seconds on Freer as the field works their way again in turn number 2.
Yeah, you see it there. Kute down on the inside of Trent Lavelle. He's trying to make a pass and work his way back up there towards the front. Riley Curtis currently sitting a P3A Nitro Racing car left standing out here at Phoenix International Raceway. And then right in front of Kute Dow and Trent Lavelle, it is your championship leader of the one of Brad Newman. He's got a little bit of distance between himself and Kute Dow. But once these drivers get it all figured out, which they did, get single file, they're going to be able to catch up to Brad Newman. And I think Brad Newman may just get out of the way. He'll notice that they're a little bit quicker than him. And he's going to get out of the way, let them go, let them do what they need to do. And Brad Newman, 4 laps away from championship pay dirt here in the Truck Series.
So Zach Kerr continuing to do what he needs to do to stay in that top spot. There he is in the Nexus number 12. And it hasn't been easy. Remember, he had problems earlier in the race where he literally got into the wall, smacked the wall, had damage, battling with other drivers, had to work his way patiently around the racetrack. Right now, Zach Kerr is leading the way. Tom Freer, by the way, only the 2nd lead change of this race. As there you see the 12 working his way down the back stretch. Tom Freer, Riley Curtis. Time is running out. Does anybody got anything for the 12? Much less the 5, the number 1 and 5th of Brad Newman. Dylan McDonald, 2 laps to go, buddy. Take us to the finish of the final 2 miles of the season of the Nitro Truck Series.
Yeah, all nothing but clean air for the number 12 machine of Zach Kerr. Second place is going to be Tom Freer, as we get a nice little look on the board on that number 12 machine. Just 1 more corner away, and we're going to be able to have this race end under regulation. Off turns number 3 and 4 for the finals, for 1 more time around. It's going to be Zach Kerr in the race lead. It is going to be Brad Newman with the championship here. He's got to make it 4 more corners as Kerr, 1 more time around. Turns number 1 and 2 ran a flawless race once he got up there towards the front. But it's going to be Zach Kerr through 3 and 4 for the final time in the A&E Season 2 Truck Series. Zach Kerr is going to win at Phoenix for the final time this season. Second is going to go to Tom Freer. Third, Riley Curtis. Fourth is going to be Jamie Davis. In rounding out your top 5 and your championship winner here tonight is going to be Brad Newman in the 1. 6th, Kute Dow. 7th, Trent Lavelle. 8th, Lawford. 9th is going to be Aaron Dorman. And rounding out your top 10 is going to be Andy Barber, as we get a nice little look at our championship winner, the number 1 of Brad Newman, Zach Kerr. Both going to be able to burn it down here at Phoenix.
How about that? Zach Kerr picking up the win. Struggled early, Nigel, if you remember, and it had problems. Hit the wall. Thought he was going to be really not a factor. Puts that Nexus number 12 forward F-150 in victory lane to end the season. And if that wasn't enough, Brad Newman has not only won the BMG X Series title on Tuesday night, and look at he knows where he's going. Exit right, please, and find victory lane. Nigel, we saw him do this on Tuesday night, and Brad Newman is about to do the exact same thing. He's about to park it in victory lane, and he has now won 2 championships in the same season of the Australian NASCAR E-Series. Your Nitro Truck champion, Brad Newman.
Another back-to-back championship for Brad in the number 1 truck. But just don't remember, also forget, great drive tonight by Zach Kerr. Made the pass when it counts to go to victory lane as well.
I got to ask the question: Is Brad Newman in the championship 4 for the finale in the Sunday NASCAR National Series, eNASCAR Australia National? So he can try to go for the hat trick.
100% he can. Yes, that's correct.
Wow. Unbelievable. Well, the celebration on for Zach Kerr and Brad Newman, Dylan, as you got the results here tonight from the finale for Season 2 of the trucks here at Phoenix.
I'm going to run down our post-race finale here. It's going to be Zach Kerr with Nexus getting the race win here tonight. Tom Freer in P number 2. Third in running out your top 3 is going to be Riley Curtis. Fourth is going to be Jamie Davis. Fifth in your championship winner is going to be Brad Newman. 6th, Kute Dow. 7th, Trent Lavelle. 8th, Angus Lawford. 9th, Aaron Dorman. Running out your top 10 is going to be Andy Barber. 11th, Tom Pritchard. 12th, Tim Blundell. 13th is going to be Brad Wright. 14th, Brian Blundell. 15th, Aaron Borg. 16th, Ryan Barber. 17th, Brandon Griffiths. And running out your top 18 is going to be Zach Blundell.
It looks like the rest of the finishing order there is going to find, there you go. Go ahead, Dylan. We got the rest of them.
19th is going to be David Lawler. 20th, Dave Douglas. 21st is going to be Lee Davis. And running out your 22 car field here tonight is going to be Jason Holdsworth.
Oh, heartbreaking.
Yeah, very, very heartbreaking, especially for Jason Holdsworth. He was really looking forward to Phoenix International Speedway, but that's going to do it for the race here tonight. We're going to go cut over to a quick commercial break, get everybody's voices back in order, get some liquid going down our throats to cure our voices, and get back with the post-race interviews with the top 3 and then our championship winner here tonight. And we'll be right back after these short, quick messages.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And we are back here with the A&E Truck Series post-race interviews. Going to be starting off with our race winner. That's going to be Zach Kerr. Zach, an up-and-down race here tonight, but you were able to get settled in and got the lead back off of Tom Freer late in the race, and you just didn't look back. You got to feel kind of good about that, getting the final race of the season with a win, and to see what you can do coming up next season if you decide to run full-time.
We've lost Zach Kerr. We'll move on to the next one.
Lost that.
All right. Well, that's going to be our second place finisher of Tom Freer. Tom, you were so close to having it there, getting the race win. Obviously, you missed out on the championship for this week, but you had a strong race all the way in and through this championship race here tonight. What more did you need to get that good restart on the number 12 and hold him off to get that next race win on the season?
Another set of tyres would have been nice, but I decided to use them a little bit early, so that is what it is. Driver was pretty poor, but luckily I had Briggsy in swinging spanners for me tonight and making changes on the caution, and yeah, we made the car pretty good at the end. It's just a shame it didn't go green, but yeah, look, I'll take a second. I've been pretty terrible tonight. I just sort of arrived really late and tried to see what we could do. So yeah, second's good. Congrats to Zach. It was a pretty dominant performance, and obviously big congrats to Brad on winning another title.
Hey, Tom, was tonight maybe if you will, opportunity to say, hey, look, don't count me out because I know you just missed making it into the championship 4, but obviously it's got to be a momentum builder for what's to come for next year for the 41.
Hopefully. I feel a little bit gutted I didn't make the championship 4. I felt I did everything right. Talladega ran really competitive and got to the front and probably had a chance at either a good result or a win, but obviously Talladega is Talladega and things happen. So obviously got through there and lost a lot of points, and then Rockingham was just a total disaster. Didn't really put a foot wrong there either, just got caught out in everyone else's junk. So it is what it is. That's playoff racing, and yeah, it was still fun to be here tonight and have a strong run.
All right, buddy. Well, like you said, you had a strong run here tonight. You were able to come away with that second place finish. Obviously, you wanted the race win more than anything, but you got to settle with what you had. You kept the truck clean as best as you possibly could. But if there's anybody on that number 41 machine you'd like to give a shout out to for the final time this season, Mr. Tom Freer, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Obviously, thanks to Watercraft Performance Center, all the Synergy guys, Works Racing Components. They've been with us for a long time now, and yeah, they're sticking around again next year by the sounds of it. So, yeah, just thanks to them. Obviously, thanks to all you guys. You give up your time and help put this on, and yeah, turn up every week just as much as the drivers do. So, obviously, a big thank you to you. And yeah, obviously, big congrats to Brad. I've had the pleasure of racing him this season in a few races. He's got the better of me more times than not. But yeah, I guess, it shows the talent he has to go out and keep winning these championships year on year. So yeah, big congrats to him.
It's going to be our second place finisher. I believe we're back with our first place finisher. That's going to be Zach Kerr. Zach, you got the race win here tonight, getting it done the hardest way possible. Obviously having tires float your way, and then you catapulted yourself to at least a 15 to 16 truck car length lead and win here tonight. But what all was going through your mind from start to finish of here at Phoenix?
I think I was just here for some fun more than anything. Didn't really plan on racing tonight, but I was free, so I thought I'd come hop in.
I'll tell you what, Zach, obviously, man, you struggled at the beginning of this race, but kept it off the wall to get you not serious damage. What was it like clawing back through the field? And was it pit stops that fell your way? What got it where you were going to be the guy to win this race here tonight, man? Congratulations.
I just think during the race I slowly made adjustments at it after having a very eventful time throughout the race, going front to back and having all sorts of troubles throughout the time. So by the end, managed to figure everything out and have a good truck underneath me.
Well, Mr. Zach Kerr, like you said, you had to battle yourself from back to front, front to back, whichever way that you basically had that number 12 machine going either way, but you come home a race winner for the final time in the A&E Truck Series. If there's anybody on that number 12 machine you'd like to give a shout out to, the floor is yours.
Massive thanks to all the Nexus Esports guys, Cosman from Splash and Go for our paints, you guys for everything, the broadcasts and all the league and everything, and congrats to Brad as well on the championship.
It's going to be our race winner, Zach Kerr, getting the final race win of the season. Going to move down to our third place finisher. That's going to be Riley Curtis, the Nitro Racing number 93. Riley, you found yourself up in the top three once again. You lost out on the championship 4 after last week at Rockingham. You had a lot of near misses. You put yourself in prime position here tonight for a top 3. What more did you need to get towards Tom Freer to get a second place finish, or maybe even catapult yourself up to the race lead and get that last race win of the season?
Some talent would have been nice, but these other boys have a little bit more sprinkled on them than me. But no, it was nice to come away with a result. It's been slim pickings this season, so the fact I was even in contention for the top 4, I was happy with. But I copped a lovely migraine last week, so I did 12 laps, couldn't keep going, parked it.
Well, I tell you what, migraines suck. But I tell you what, Riley, what a way to battle back, man. Had some issues, kind of like Kerr or Freer earlier in the race. Might have hung back, stayed out of the way. But, man, when it counted the most, really showed your strengths. Like, obviously, we saw Tom Freer doing the runner-up spot. Your take of just, planning for what's to come for next year, making a run for a championship, hopefully.
Yeah, well, we'll come back again and see what I can do on the trucks. Second in the first series this year, and I think I finished 6th with the way it all planned out in this one, and was in with the chance at the top 4, which I never thought I'd even be close to that at the start of the year. So to be there twice is pretty good. So we'll just see what happens next year and have a crack.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait to see what you bring to the table next season in season number 3. But Riley, before I let you get on out of here, celebrate that third place finish here tonight with all the boys over at Nitro Discord. If there's anybody on that number 93 machine you'd like to give a shout out to, the floor is yours.
Yeah, just all the boys over at Nitro, like they give us rocket setups all the time, and I can't set up a car to save my life, so it's handy having some of the boys over there. They're good at it, and the Australian boys like Jace, Josh, Jason Martin, Dave, Matt, Pat, and Nigel, they all get in, give you a hand. So big shout out to all them. Got Big Rock Brewing on the car. You boys up in the booth, fantastic job every week. And we got Biggles, does a great job on the broadcast. And last of all to Brad for winning another championship.
All right, buddy, that's going to be our top 3 here tonight. Don't go anywhere because we got 2 more to do, but that's going to be our top 3 as Nigel is going to go ahead and pull in the Rookie of the Year this year. And Nigel, go ahead and take it away, good sir.
Yeah, well, as the start of this season, we said we're going to be giving out a Rookie of the Year award, and the Rookie of the Year is one that's been racing with us for the first time this season, and they get a season pass for next season and some coaching as well. And it's no other than it's all voted by the commentators. All the commentators from last season and this season had a say in it. Yeah, coup d'etat, congratulations. You are the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, thank you, Nigel. Not something I would have expected, starting the year. I just wanted to come and try over racing out, and I've been enjoying it. So yeah, thanks to the commentators for picking me and you. Yeah.
Well, 34 starts this year, and out of those 34 starts, you've had, I'm just getting to my stats here, you've had 4 top 5s and 16 top 10s, which is an incredible effort in your first season against some really, really good drivers. Coming back next season and hopefully get better again.
Yeah, definitely. There's always stuff to learn. I got to work on my racecraft and a lot of stuff I need to work on. So thanks for the Nitro Racing team for the opportunity, and hopefully I'll be able to learn a lot from the whole team and yeah, looking forward to next season.
And it's an award that we'll give out next season as well. So all of those rookies out there that want to join the E-Series, and they're more than welcome. We do thank Nitro Racing for that opportunity and that prize for Kute, and it was voted by all the commentators. We all got together, had a little poll, and everyone had their say, which was great. So yeah, well, congratulations once again, Kute. Any family, friends, and that you want to thank?
Just you guys in the booth, Dean for the camera work, Nigel, obviously you and Jason for the behind the scenes, the P1 Racing guys, mum and dad for watching at home, and just want to apologize to Jason and Aaron for their for ruining their race. But yeah, thanks guys.
And there we have our Rookie of the Year, Kudadao, and congratulations to him. And Wesley and Dylan, you can interview Brad Newman, our back-to-back Truck Series champion.
Well, there it is, the back-to-back series champion. That's going to be the number 1 of Brad Newman. Brad, you looked like the dominant truck all race long. Then he got passed by Tom Freer and just kind of settled in right where you wanted to be at. You didn't have any pressure from behind you from Borg or the 194 of Ryan Barber. Is that kind of the mindset that you had there towards the end of the race? You knew that you had a little bit of gap on those two. You just wanted to kind of keep it nice and easy. You didn't want to make those daring moves that Brad Newman that we know would make, and you just want to keep that truck clean.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, that's exactly it. In a race like this, when you just need to finish in front of other cars when they're having issues, then that's all I'm focused on, just getting the car to the end safely. It's a shame that I'm not sure what happened to them, but would have much preferred to have been racing them, but that's how they play out sometimes.
Brad, congratulations. Obviously, got to call your BMG Xfinity Series championship on Tuesday night. You locked up this one as well. And I didn't realize it was back-to-back 3 years in a row for the Nitro Truck Series. But I got to ask you this question. Can you try to go for the hat trick for the Sunday night National Championship Series and try to sweep the year of Australian NASCAR of 2025?
Thank you. Yeah, that's the focus now. Job's not done yet, so we'll try go for Sunday as well, see what we can do.
All right, Mr. Brad Newman. It has been a pleasure watching you on and off the track each and every single season. Race with you a little bit of last year. We had some fun down there on the racetrack. Now you can officially say that you are a 3-time champion in the A&E Truck Series. It's been a pleasure watching you go out here and showing off your moves. If there's anybody on that number 1 machine you'd like to give it a shout out to, the floor is yours, good sir.
Yeah, thank you. Just all of you guys that make these events possible. The guys at Lobs Esports, Dean Thrower for being in my ear, and Ken from Ryko had a really quick truck tonight. So thanks to him for that. Thank you.
All right, that's going to do it for your championship winner here tonight. It's going to do it for all the interviews here tonight. Wes, appreciate you coming up into the booth, helping me out for the last couple of races, even though I was a little bit late here tonight due to daylight savings, but we got it all done. 150 laps up and down at Phoenix International Speedway for the final time in the A&E Truck Series. What more could you want from the championship race here tonight, Wes?
Well, congratulations to obviously Zach Kerr and Tom Freer showing strengths there at the end. Somebody hanging with the 1 of Brad Newman. But, I got a feeling Brad Newman said, you know what, I'm looking at the bigger picture here. I'm going to win the championship. I think there were some big changes that happened at the end that made Newman fall back and say, okay, I don't need to risk wrecking my truck or getting in an accident. I'm looking at being the champion. He done that. I had no idea. Now this is 3 years in a row that he's won the obviously Australian NASCAR Nitro Truck Series title. But kudos to him. He's won the Xfinity and the BMG on Tuesday. He's done this tonight. And obviously, we will see what he can do at Homestead, Miami in the Australian NASCAR E-Series Championship on Sunday. I want to say thank you again to Jason Holdsworth, Nigel Siddell for having me join you, Dylan, Dean Hopton. Much love to him. He's the guy that brought me into working with you guys. Hopefully, I'll be back for another season. And, man, I wait to see what happens Sunday. We'll see if Brad Newman can make history. And Dylan, it's been fun working with you also, sir, the last couple of weeks whenever we've worked on Sundays and Thursdays. And obviously, congrats to everybody. I think they're all champions in my book, and it's been a fun year. Hopefully, we'll be back next year.
Absolutely. It was very fun to work with you up here in the broadcast booth as well, as much as I possibly could. And then, obviously, seeing everybody go around every single racetrack that we go and put on the schedule. Can't wait to see what happens next year. As
Yeah,
the
Dylan, it's
Yeah.
going to be good for us to sleep, us Americans to sleep in again a little bit.
yeah,
know-
my Thursdays and Sundays aren't going to be the same anymore. I'm going to be not having to worry about getting up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning until February. So definitely going to be something.
We're going to purposely wake up now at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning because we think we're supposed to get up at that time, and we're like, oh hell, there ain't nothing going on. Let's go back to bed.
Well,
Yeah.
just in quick closing, thank everyone for all their support for the truck season and the X Series. Also, I'd like to thank you guys, Dylan, Dean, Wesley. I hope you're all back next year. We all enjoy having you around, and you're all welcome. You're all invited back next year. And to all the families and friends that watch the broadcast at home, all the drivers who make the effort to put the effort in every single week to put the show on. I can't thank you guys enough. We will be back next year. We've got the ANC race happening Sunday night. The championship race for that will happen at Homestead. We've got our charity race in 3 weeks' time where we're going to be raising money for Movember, which is men's mental health. So hopefully we can have a big turnout for that there. We raised $1,000 for the Daytona 500. Let's see if we can double that for $2,000 for Movember. In November, and then we'll see everyone in February. But can't thank everyone enough. To all of our other commentators, we've had Aaron Dorman, we've had Carl, we've had Matt Danson, we've had Dave Douglas, we've had a few come through the booth. I can't thank you guys enough, and to Dean as well for the beautiful pictures that he brings everyone home every week. It's great. So thank you all, and you boys can close it out.
As we get the final results up there on the screen one more time so everybody else can see exactly how the trucks ended up finishing here tonight. But that's going to do it for myself up here in the broadcast booth with Wesley Outland, my co-partner, and then Dean Hopton controlling the cameras. It's going to be a little bit different not being able to say this. So for the final time for the 2025 season, make sure you guys